let's find out more about this Women's American 8 crew from the women's rowing coach, Bob Ernst, of the University of Washington.
Well, basically, as you know, the women race 1,000 meters in international competition. Therefore, the only kind of strategy you can have in those 1,000-meter races is to get from the starting line to the finish line as fast as you possibly can. There's no such thing as playing defense in a 1,000-meter race.
Bob's love of water and sports started at an early age when he was growing up in Southern California. A dedicated athlete, he excelled in swimming and football in high school before becoming a 3-sport letter winner at Orange Coast Junior College. It was there in 1963, as the long snapper for the football team, that Bob first experienced a national championship. After transferring to UC Irvine, he continued to play water polo and joined the rowing team. As team captain his senior year, Bob grew passionate about the strength and precision required to move a shell. He was on active duty with the elite United States Air Force Pararescue Squad during the Vietnam War and coached the UC Irvine varsity crew during his reserve duty. In the spring of 1974, his upstart UC Irvine crew nearly upset the Huskies, catching the attention of former Washington coach Dick Erickson. Erickson wasted little time offering Bob an assistant coaching position at the UW. For the next 4 decades, Bob's crew's accomplishments ensured his name would be placed side by side with the Huskies' most celebrated legends: Conibear, Pocock, Callow, Ulbrichtsen, Erickson, Harville, Ernst. Ernst and Conibear were the only head coaches who did not row for Washington. Once at UW, success came early and often. Bob coached the men's freshman team for 6 years, placing first in the Pacific Coast Championships for 5 of those seasons. In 1980, Erickson asked Bob to take the helm of the women's team and bring the full potential of women's rowing to Washington. Under his guidance, the UW women claimed 6 national championships, including 5 in a row. That record stands unmatched today. Bob was a 4-time coach of the U.S. Women's Olympic team, including the women's 8 coach for the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, where he led the American team to their first ever gold medal in women's rowing. His crews competed and won internationally countless times, notably in Luxor, Egypt, on the Nile, and at the venerable Henley Royal Regatta. The UW crews hosted and beat teams from all over the world on the Huskies' home course during the annual Windermere Cup races. Teams from China, Lithuania, Germany, Netherlands, Russia, Australia, New Zealand, Great Britain, Poland, Italy, Argentina, among others, along with the nation's top collegiate crews, all succumbed to the well-prepared Huskies. In 1987, upon Erickson's retirement, Bob became director of rowing and guided the men's varsity 8 to IRA national championships in 1997 and again in 2007. As part of a strategic succession plan, Bob resumed his role as women's head coach in the fall of 2007, bringing the Crew Classics Whittier Cup back to the Conibear the next spring, along with a second-place finish at NCAAs. In 2014, the women's team headed to New Zealand, where they defeated the Kiwi national team on the Waikato River. In all, Ernst crews won 6 San Diego Crew Classic titles, 14 Windermere Cups, and 10 conference championships. His coaching accolades are many. Ernst is the only collegiate coach to lead both the men's and women's varsity crews to national championship titles, rebuilding varsity teams in 3 different eras and claiming 8 national titles. He was Pac-10 Women's Coach of the Year in 1987, 11-time Pac-10 Men's Coach of the Year, and UC Irvine Hall of Fame in 1984. In recognition of his extraordinary achievements, Ernst was inducted into the National Rowing Foundation Hall of Fame in 1994 and the Collegiate Rowing Association Coaches of America Hall of Fame in 2015. More than 36 rowers who trained with him competed at the Olympic level, 21 earning medals. Perhaps more impressive than the hardware, is Ernst's legacy of developing young athletes and scholars, with more than 300 of his rowers earning all academic honors. Bob's contributions are vast. His fingerprints are on every shell and every oar in the Conibear Shellhouse. His legacy is undeniable.